This podcast is sponsored by Pooks.ai. Dive into a revolutionary reading experience with personalized ebooks and audiobooks, tailored just for you. Discover your next favorite book at Pooks.ai for free. That's POOKS.ai.
Transdisciplinary learning: how connected education shapes the future. Discover how transdisciplinary learning integrates subjects for relevant, personalized education and prepares students for real-world challenges. Why transdisciplinary learning is changing the way we think about education. Hey, so I was thinking the other day about how education has evolved and, honestly, how exciting it's becoming with new approaches. Have you ever heard of transdisciplinary learning? If not, don't worry. It's basically this cool way of learning that breaks down the walls between different subjects, encouraging students to make connections across disciplines to solve real-world problems. It's like education without the usual silos that separate math from art or science from history. Imagine you're trying to understand climate change. Instead of learning about it just in science class, with transdisciplinary learning, you might explore it through science, social studies, economics, and even literature or art. You're encouraged to think holistically. This makes learning so much more relevant and meaningful because everything feels connected, just like it does in real life. One of the biggest benefits is how it prepares students for the complex, interdisciplinary problems they'll face outside of school. Our world doesn't hand us a problem with a clear science-only or math-only label. Everything overlaps. This educational method mimics that reality. More importantly, transdisciplinary learning fosters critical thinking and creativity because students aren't just memorizing facts, they're exploring how ideas from different fields interact, which leads to a deeper understanding and more innovative solutions. How does it actually work? Well, it usually starts with a real-life problem or question, and learners explore it from multiple angles. Teachers act more like facilitators instead of just the source of knowledge. They guide students in making connections across subjects. It encourages collaboration, often having students work in teams to tackle big questions together. Here's a fun way to think about it. Remember those trivia game shows where the questions can reference history, pop culture, science, and more, all at once? Transdisciplinary learning in education is kind of like training your brain for that kind of versatility every day. In addition to the obvious benefits for students, this approach ties really well with what we call a personal learning environment. Instead of everyone following a strict, one-size-fits-all curriculum, learners can integrate their own interests and strengths into their learning process. That's where personalized education starts to shine, especially when blended with new tech like AI in education and AI personalized learning. These technologies can track what's working best for each learner and help customize their journey even more effectively. Speaking of personalized experiences, I recently came across Pooks.ai, a really cool tool that lets you create customized books tailored to your learning preferences and topics. It's a perfect example of how integrating technology with learning can support a personalized education pathway while still encouraging broad, interconnected thinking. Plus, it's super easy to use. You can create your personalized book now, for free, and explore topics that spark your curiosity in your own unique way. At the end of the day, the magic of transdisciplinary learning is how it breaks down barriers between subjects and personalizes education so students can become capable, adaptable thinkers, ready for whatever challenges the future holds. It's definitely a game changer. And if you're curious about how learning can be both personalized and expansive, it's worth keeping an eye on. So, yeah, next time you hear about those breakthrough educational approaches, remember that transdisciplinary learning is helping bridge gaps and make learning a truly connected experience, which honestly feels a lot like how life actually works.